Hello, everyone. Welcome to Alphawisdom. Happy holidays to you. Today, we're continuing with our discussion of the heart line. So let's get started. All right. With the heart line, you can see that there are little dots there appearing on the heart line. Well, you were introduced to dots before, and in this case, a dot, and this color is blue. A dot appears on a small colored indentation on the line. The existence of a dot indicates a physical or emotional, in this case, an emotional setback of some kind, depending on its color. Now, the color here is blue. So blue would indicate that there was a physical issue in the past. And it was a serious illness. It could have been an accident, or it could have been major surgery. So it's just letting you know you're healing, and this is all part of the healing. Okay? So that's all I have on that one, because there's not much to be said, but it's there. Let's go on to our next one. Here we have a wide sweep up of the heart line to Saturn finger. That's the middle finger. Okay? So, when you have this somehow an emotional cutoff going on here. This reveals a predominantly physical type of sexuality. Its owner is ruled more by the head than the heart in love relationships. The person with this type of heart line has a tendency to be emotionally cut off, but also has strong emotional instincts. I don't want to say, but I'll say it. Looks like they're more interested in the physical aspect of romance, sexuality, rather than just emotional. So, we have all kinds of signs for all kinds of feelings, emotion. All right, let's move on to our next one. Now, this is something unusual. Here we have a heart line on top. Middle would be the headline. Below would be the lifeline. So what's going on here? Serious trauma. Okay, now these are all major lines, a little unusual, are connected at their beginning. It must be taken as a serious warning. At some time in this person's life, the person will experience a tremendous, even traumatic shock to the system from which he or she will never recover. This is the sort of event one never forgets, physically, mentally, and emotionally. So we think about something like that, but be assured, this is extremely rare. But since I'm telling you all the things that can happen in the hand, naturally this would be one. So it's whatever the shock is, it's something you can't get over. You were traumatized. Profound effect on the system. Okay. So we move on to our next one. So, a little more information about the heart line. Heart line. It can be long, it can be short. I've given you some examples. And in this case, this is long, or this is straight and long. So, the straighter the heart line, the more pragmatic and materialistic the person's emotional approach is. And it's likely to be inhibited and rather awkward in emotional manners, tending to be cool and hard to get along with. a firm resolve to take things as they come. So doesn't sound like they're too romantic. Not too romantic. Okay, let's look at this one. Contrast with a curved heart line. This one is far more receptive and accessible, with a much more flexible, imaginative approach. He or she is likely to have a much warmer, more demonstrative nature and be open to suggestion and possibility. Okay? That is the basic general look at the line. The other lines could kind of clarify that a little bit, depending on who the person is. Okay? We leave this one and we go on to the next one. Now, I give you examples of a wide gap between these two lines. It's the head line and the heart line. Wide gap. So when we have this wide gap, this reveals how you separate your emotional instincts. Now, of course, this indicates a very independent person. Independent. Okay? This heart line from intellectual reactions from the headline is like it's trying to move away from the headline. So it will not be affected by any kind of intellectual reactions. Of course, most of us have an average space, but when the gap appears wider or narrower than usual, it has something meaningful to tell us about ourselves. All right? I'll let this sit here and we just peep at the next one. The next one is a narrow. You look at that space. You can compare it with this one. This is very narrow. So what does that say? A narrow space between the head and heart lines reveals a narrow-minded person. Narrow-minded person. Inhibited, closed off, unswayed by others, extreme in their views. Now, the wide space also indicates a broad-minded person, open to influence, especially if the thumb is held out wide. Tolerant and liberal with a live and let live stance. They're impartial, but this person is so closed-minded and can't be swayed. Extreme views. So that's how it is. All right, we leave these two. And I think we have one more. All right. This one, as it says, a lucky sign. A lucky sign. This is a very lucky sign for achieving a high position in life, especially in your career. It can appear either independently or at the end of a line. It has been called the ladder of success, and it is found on people who work their way to the top of a profession over the years. Its presence indicates a self-made man or woman who has triumphed in his or her career through perseverance. It is a rare sign of good luck, especially if it is clear and well-formed. And this is clear, strong line, heart line, and the trident is clear. So we end with a bang. When I say bang, that's good news. It's wonderful to see a trident if you have it in your hand. So If you apply that principle of your career and work as hard as you can, give it your best, it'll take time. You might find a trident appearing there. Okay, well, thanks so much for watching. I hope you're preparing for a relaxed, healthy, safe holiday period. Okay, well, enjoy your life, love yourself, and have fun. Love and light. Bye.